Hello students, welcome you back to GK's maths classes. This is a continuation of what we have done in the previous video, that is determinants. This is part 2 of the video. In the previous video we have talked about what is the definition of a determinant is, how do you expand a determinant, how do you find cofactor, how do you find minor, how do you find adjoint of a determinant, and I also talked to you about how to find inverse of a determinant. Now we are going to do more problems based on this, okay? If you want to understand the process of finding inverse and etc., please refer to the previous video. The link will be put in the description box. And kindly subscribe to my video and also press the bell icon to get notifications of all videos that we post, okay? Now let's continue. Now we are going to continue with problems. So I am not going to once again explain the concepts here. So I will be doing more problems. Now this is a very, very important question. It came in board exam also. I am given a matrix A and you are given a matrix B inverse. Now the question is to find AB inverse. But you know AB inverse is nothing but AB inverse is B inverse into A inverse. If you know this result, this problem becomes simpler. Otherwise, what happens? Some students will try to find inverse of B inverse. If you find inverse of B inverse, it will be B. Then they multiply A with B, and then again they find inverse. It becomes very, very lengthy. So, but if you use this result that AB inverse is B inverse into A inverse, already I have B inverse. All that I need to find is to find A inverse. That is much simpler, isn't it? Now, let us find the determinant value of A. Remember, when you want to find A inverse, it is very important that first you find determinant of A and check whether it is 0 or not. So, what is determinant of A? It's 5, 0, 4, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. I'm going to expand with respect to row 1. And I always want to keep the cofactor in my mind. Plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. So it's plus, that is 5 into, leave that row and leave that column. So what do you get? It will be 3 minus 4, correct? 3 minus 4. It will be 3 minus 4. The next element is minus, what's the minus sign? And the number is 0. You don't have to break your head in that because 0 into anything is 0. Now go to the next element. It's plus. It's plus. Okay, and what's the number? The number is 4. Just move this. What do you get? This will be 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3. So this will be 5 into minus 1 plus 4 into 1. This is minus 5 plus 4. Therefore, it is minus 1. So, the determinant value of A is minus 1 and it is not 0. Okay. Now, I want to find cofactors. Now, how do I find cofactors? A11, A12, A13. First, let's deal with this. Here, the sign is plus, minus, and plus. So let's deal with this first. First row, first column. Don't take that number, okay? First row, first column. What do you get? 3 minus 4. That is minus 1. Now go to the next element. How do you go to the next element? First row, second column. That is 2. 2 minus 2. I think 2 minus 2 is 0. Now go to the next element. What is that? It's 4 minus 3, it's 1. So I've finished with first row, first column. I want to go to second row, first column. Second row, second column. Second row, third column. What is the sign? Minus. First you put it and keep, so it's easy, you won't forget. And minus. Now what do you do? Reinitialize this to first column and bring this to second row. So what do you get? It will be 0 minus 8, correct? 0 minus 8. It's very clear, you can see it. Now what's the next one? Bring this to the second column. What do you get? 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4. Now bring this to the third column. What do you get? This will be 10 minus 0. 10 minus 0. I hope that is clear. Now I want to find for example, I want to find A31, then I want to find A32, and I want to find A33. What's the sign? Plus, minus, and plus. Now A31, what I should do? Bring this to row 3 and bring this to column 1. Okay, so now if you multiply, what do you get? You get 0 minus 12. Now go to the next column. What is the procedure? There's no place here. So what do you get? 10 minus 8. 10 minus 8. Then I'll write A33, which is plus. What is that? It's 15. It's 15 minus 0. Done. Cofactor is finished. Now what is cofactor of A? Cofactor of A will be minus 1, 0, minus 1, 0, 1. What is the next one? I can calculate this. This is 8, this is 1, and this is minus 10. So 8, 1, minus 10. And what's the last one? This is minus 12, this is minus 2, and this is 15, correct? So this is minus 12, minus 2, and 15. Now that I found cofactor, how do you find adjoint of A? Adjoint of A is transpose of the cofactor. So minus 1, 8, minus 12. Adjoint of A is cofactors transpose. I have found cofactor, now I am taking transpose. Transpose is interchanging rows and columns. 0, 1, minus 2, 1, minus 10, and 15. Now that I found adjoint of A, what is definition of A inverse? A inverse is defined as 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. What is my determinant of A? My determinant of A is minus 1. So A inverse will be minus 1 into 1 by determinant of A. So it's minus 1 into adjoint of A. So can I just multiply this minus 1 inside? So it will be 1, minus 8, 12, 0, minus 1, 2, minus 1, 10, minus 15. Just check that. Minus 1, minus 8, 12, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 1, 10, and minus 15. So I have found A inverse. Now I want to find AB inverse. What is the formula? Just to demarcate, I'll just use AB inverse is B inverse into A inverse. Correct? Into A inverse. Now what is B inverse? B inverse is already given to you. What is B inverse? B inverse is 1, 3, 3, 1, 4, 3, and 1, 3, 4. And what is A inverse? A inverse is 1, minus 8, 12, 0, minus 1, 2, minus 1, 10, and minus 15. I think you know how to expand this determinant, okay? If you expand, what do you get? B inverse into A inverse. I think we have to multiply first row, first column. I think there's no place here. Okay, I'll write the A inverse here, okay? So I get some space. So my A inverse will be 1 minus 8 12, 0 minus 1 2, minus 1 10 and minus 15. Now what is AB inverse? What is AB? First row, first column. B inverse A inverse will be first row, first column. So it is 1 plus 0 minus 3. 1 plus 0 minus 3. So it is minus 2. Okay. Then minus 1 minus, it is first row, second column, right? So it's minus 8 minus 3 plus 30. Correct? Minus 1 minus 3 plus 30. So 30 minus 11, I think it's 19. Okay. First row, third column. What is that? First row, third column. It will be 12 plus 6. 12 plus 6 minus 45. Correct? So this is 45 and this is, I think it's 18. So if you subtract, what do you get? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 7, 27. So it's minus 27. If there's any subtraction mistake, please adjust it. Okay. And then second row, first column. What do you get? 1, 0, minus 3. So it's minus 2. Now second row, third column. What is that? Minus 8, minus 4, plus 30. This is minus 12 plus 30, so it's 18. Then you go for second row, third column. What is second row, third column? 12 plus 8 minus 45. See, this is 12 plus 8 minus 45. So this is 45 and this is 20. So it's minus 25. Now last element is what? Finally, it is 1 plus 0 minus 4, therefore it's minus 3. Now third row, second column, minus 8, minus 3, plus 40, correct? Minus 8, minus 3, plus 40. So it's a 40 minus 11. What is that? 29. Now finally, it is 12 plus 6 minus 60. 12 plus 6 minus 60. So 60, and then you have to subtract 18. What do you get? 48. So minus 42, I think, right? Minus 42. So this is B inverse into A inverse. It's a very lengthy problem, but it has come in the board exam. It becomes even more lengthy if you try to find A inverse by finding inverse of B inverse. But this is an easier way. You need to totally concentrate on these problems, otherwise you can go wrong. Okay, so be careful about it. This is a very high potentially 5-mark question. Okay, let's go to the next question. Now I have given 3 numbers x, y, z which are all not 0. And I've given a matrix A. I want to find A inverse. This is an NCERT miscellaneous exercise question. So my first job is to find determinant of A. So what is determinant of A? Determinant of x 0 0 0 y 0 0 0 z. Now if I expand, what do you get? Expand with respect to first row, first column. So what do you get? X into y z. This is 0. And I don't have to expand with respect to other elements because both the elements are 0. So determinant of A is x, y, z, and it is definitely not 0 because it is given that x comma y comma z, none of them are 0. Okay, so we have to also use what is given. That's very important. Now I want to find adjoint. A11, A12, A13. So first let's deal with that. Plus, minus, and plus. Okay. First row, first column. What do you get? Y, z. Correct? Y, z. This is 0. Now just shift this. What do you get? Just put a V. what do you get? 0. 0 and 0. Now go to the next element. This is also 0 and 0. So this is easy compared to the previous problem. Now I want to go for A21, A22, A23. Don't forget to put minus, plus and minus. So this will be brought down to second row. This will be brought down to second column, first column. So what do you get? 0. Very good. 0. 0 minus 0. Now go to the next element. What do you get? You have something here. xz. xz minus 0. Let's go to the next one. I think it is 0. Now you go for A31, A32, A33. When you go to A31, plus, minus, plus. Bring this down, and what do you get here? 0. This also will be 0. You can see the pattern. So what do you get here? 0. Now move this to the last place. What do you get? You get xy. Correct? So what is cofactor of A? Cofactor of A will be yz 0, 0, 0, xz 0, 0, 0, xy. Now what is adjoint of A? Transpose of this. What is that? yz 0, 0, 0, xz 0, 0, 0, xy. There's no difference, but I'm just writing the process. So what is A inverse? A inverse is 1 by determinant of A. This is another reason why xyz is not 0, because you cannot divide by a 0 quantity. And you have yz 0, 0, 0, xz 0, 0, 0, xy. Now if you send this inside, what do you get? You get x power minus 1, 0, 0, 0, y power minus 1, 0, 0, 0, z power minus 1. So I have found A inverse. When there are more zeros, obviously calculation becomes easier compared to the previous problem. Now let's go to this question. This will be little lengthy for us. Let's see. This part is very, very important. This part is very, very, very important. Okay. So we'll try to do this problem. First of all, you find A square. We have done matrix multiplication many times. Okay. So I am getting my A square. I have already done it. I'm not going to repeat it. It will take a lot of time. A square is A into A. If you multiply, you will get minus 5, minus 8, minus 4, 6, 9, 4, minus 2, 0, 3. I think this is what I'm getting. Okay. And then what you do? You go for A cube. What is A cube? A cube is A square into A, or you can do A into A square. The A cube also I have done. This is minus 1, minus 8, minus 10, 0, 7 and 10. I think it was 7, 12 and 7. Now that this is done, you are supposed to do these things, because already we have done multiplication of matrix. I don't want to waste my time. In fact, almost a similar question we have done before. Okay, now let us take this equation. A cube minus 6a square minus 3a minus I equal to 0. Substitute in this and you will get 0. Okay, that part you can do. Now the question here is, how do I find A inverse? You cannot do cofactor, adjoint, determinant, all. You cannot do that. In the exam, you are expected to use this result to prove this, because he has said, if this satisfies this, hence solve A inverse. When they say hence solve A inverse, you have to use what is given to you. So So do not find A inverse as 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. They will cut marks. Okay. Even though you are right, the purpose here is, if this is true, with using this, how do you find A inverse? Okay. Watch this. So this is A cube minus A square minus 3A minus I equal to 0. I assume that you have done all this and you have verified it. It is your job. I am leaving it to you. In case you are not able to get it, you can always ask me the question in the comment section. Okay. So this process is already there. And if you want to understand once again what is matrix multiplication, I will put the link in the description box on multiplication so that you are clear about it. So A cube minus A square minus 3A minus I equal to 0. I assume that you have proved it. Now how do I find A inverse? Now what you do, either you pre-multiply or post-multiply by A inverse. So I pre-multiply by A inverse. So A inverse into A square. I am writing A cube as A into A square minus A inverse into A into A. I am writing A square as A into A minus 3A inverse into A minus A inverse into I equal to 0. You know A inverse into 0 is 0. I am using associative property and I am grouping it. So what do you get? A inverse into A. A inverse into A, I have already mentioned it before. Again I am repeating. A inverse into A is like A into 1 by A. You get 1. So A inverse into A is identity element. A inverse into A is an identity element. Don't forget this. So already you have done one property, that AB inverse is what? B inverse into A inverse. Now this is another very important property. A inverse into A or A into A inverse will always give you identity matrix. Don't forget this, very important result. I into A square minus I into A minus 3I minus A inverse into I equal to 0. But you also know, if you multiply any matrix with I, you get back the same matrix. So what is I into A square? You will get A square minus A minus 3I minus A inverse equal to 0. So from this I can find A inverse. What is A inverse? A square minus A minus 3I. Now what is A square? A square I have already found it. That is minus 5 minus 8 minus 4 6 9 4 minus 2 0 3 minus, what is my A? My A is the matrix that is given to me. 0 minus 2 minus 2 minus 1 2 3 4 1, and 3I will be what? 3 0 0 0 3 0 0 0 3. 3 multiplied with an identity matrix. Now I am going to get the final answer. I am going to find A inverse. Just to have a difference, I'll write here. So A inverse is equal to, watch this, minus 5 minus of minus 1 is minus 6. Minus 6 minus 3 is minus 9. Okay. Now 9 minus 8 minus 0 is minus 8 and everything is same. Then minus 4 minus of minus 2. Minus 4 minus of minus 2. Minus 2. 6 minus of minus 2. 6 minus of minus 2. 8. 9 minus of minus 1. 10. 10 minus 3. 7. 4 minus 2 is minus 2. Okay. But the other element is 0. Minus 2 minus of minus 3 is minus 5. 0 minus 4, so it's minus 4. And 3 minus of 1 is 2. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. So you have to find A inverse only like this. You cannot find A inverse using this method for this type of problem. There are many questions like this. So be very, very careful about it. And I have skipped this step. I have not verified this. You have to verify it. Okay. Only after verifying you have to go to this. Okay. I hope this is clear to you. Now, a similar question. I have given you a similar question. I have to show that this matrix satisfies this equation. This matrix satisfies this. Now how do I make it satisfy? Okay, in place of x you put a. So it's basically you have to verify a square minus 3a minus 7i. It should be I. Okay, minus 7i, and check whether it satisfies or not. If it satisfies, then you find a inverse. Okay, now what is a square? A square is 5, 3, minus 1, minus 2. 5, 3, minus 1, minus. Since it's a 2 by 2 matrix, I don't mind multiplying. 25 minus 3 is 22, correct? And then 15 minus 6. What is 15 minus 6? 9, I think, right? 15 minus 6 is 9. Yeah, okay. Minus 5, this is 1. Minus 5 plus 2 is minus 3. Minus 5 plus 2 is minus 3. And this is minus 3 plus 4 is 1. I think there is no error. Okay. Now take this and substitute here. A square minus 3a minus 7i. A square is 22. 9 minus 3, 1. Minus what is 3a? 3a should be 15. 9 minus 3 minus 6. And 7i will be 7007. Now what happens? 22 minus 15 is 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. And 9 minus 9 is 0. 0. This is 7 minus 7 is also 0. So it got verified. Okay. Same way only you have to do the previous question. I hope that since it is a 3 by 3, I left it. Okay. So it's 2 by 2 is easy for me. So I multiply it. Now how to find A inverse? You cannot find A inverse using adjoint method. So A inverse is how to find. You cannot use this. Okay, this is not allowed. So what do? You have A square minus 3a minus 7i equal to 0. Multiply by A inverse. A inverse A into A minus 3a inverse A minus 7a inverse I equal to 0. So associated property, this is IA minus 3I minus 7a inverse equal to 0. So from this what do you get? 7a inverse is equal to A minus 3i. Why does IA is A? And what is A inverse? 1 by 7 into A minus 3i, which is 1 by 7 into, what is A? My A will be 5, 3, minus 1, minus 2. And what is my 3i? 3003. So this is 1 by 7 into, what do you get? 5 minus 3 is 2. 3 minus 0 is 3. Minus 1 minus 0 is minus 1. Minus 2 minus of minus 3 is minus 5. So your A inverse is 2 by 7, 3 by 7, minus 1 by 7, minus 5 by 7. You have to find inverse only using this method for these type of problems. Don't forget, it's a very, very important type of question. Well, this is another very, very, it has come in the board exam also. Very, very interesting, very simple question. Now here, you have given a 2 by 2 matrix, you have given an X matrix, you have given another 2 by 2 matrix, and you have to find X if it satisfies this equation. Now how do I do it? Very, very simple. Before I go for this, I want to talk to you about this matrix, the 2 by 2 matrix what I did. I think I did it here. Okay, here. Maybe it's gone. We'll come to that later. Okay, now, so in this problem, what happens is, I will name this matrix as A, X, B equal to C, where A is this, B is this, C is this. Now I want to find X. Since all are 2 by 2, inverse will exist. I assume it exists. So I multiply throughout by A inverse first. A inverse, A x b equal to A inverse C. I pre-multiplied. Okay. So what is A inverse into A? I. X B equal to A inverse C. Now I into X is X. Now I want to get rid of this B. So I post multiply B inverse. You can't pre-multiply B inverse. A inverse C, B inverse. But you know B into B inverse is what? I. A inverse C, B inverse. So what is X is equal to? A inverse C, B inverse. So taking it that side, you cannot interchange the order. If A is on the left side of X, it should be A inverse. If B is the right side of X, it should be B inverse on the right side. So otherwise commutative property does not hold good. You know that, okay? So this is what I want to find. Now I'll go one by one and try to find out what is A inverses. So what is my A? My A is 3, 2, 7, 5. I am going to find A inverse. Okay. So first I find determinant of A. What is determinant of A? It is 15 minus 14. So it's 1. Not equal to 0. A inverse exists. So I'm logical in taking A inverse on both sides. Now how do you find adjoint of A? There's a shortcut to this. I already told you how to find adjoint of A in the previous video, where I followed a formal method. But the shortcut is very, very simple. Interchange these two elements. Interchange these two elements. What is that? 5, 3. Interchange them and change the sign of the other diagonal. If it is plus 7, make it minus 7. If it is plus 2, you make it minus 2. I got adjoint. Now what is A inverse? A inverse is 1 by determinant of A. 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. My determinant of A is 1. So my inverse will be same as the adjoint. 5 minus 2 minus 7, 3. So this is finished. Now I want to find B inverse. Now what is B? My B is minus 1, 1, minus 2, 1. So what is determinant of B? It is minus 1 plus 2. Good. Here also determinant value is 1. Fortunate. So what is adjoint of B? Shortcut. Interchange the main diagonal. What is that? 1 minus 1. Correct? Interchange these two. Change the sign of the other diagonal. 2 minus 1. Now what is A inverse? B inverse? 1 by determinant of A. Here determinant of A is 1. So it is same as the adjoint. 1 minus 1, 2 minus 1. Now that I found A inverse and B inverse, take all this and substitute in X. So what is X is equal to? A inverse. What is A inverse? 5 minus 2 minus 7, 3 into C. What is C? Is 2 minus 1, 0, 4. And what is my B? B inverse? 1 minus 1, 2 minus 1. Either I can multiply these two first or these two because of associative property. So first I will multiply these two. X is equal to first row, first column. 5 into 2 plus 0. So it is 10. First row, second column. What is that? Minus 5, minus 5, minus 8. What is minus 5 minus 8? Minus 13. Then minus 14. Next one. Second row, first column, minus 14. Second row, second column. What is that? 7 plus 12, which is 19. Followed by 1 minus 1, 2 minus 1. Again, you have to multiply this. How do you multiply this? First row, first column. How do you do first row, first column? 10 minus 26. What is 10 minus 26? Minus 16. Next one. Second row, first column. Minus 10 plus 13. So that is 3. Now, third row, third column. What is that? Minus 14 plus 38. So that will be, what do you get? 4, 24. correct? The last one is, last element is plus 14 minus 19. So it is minus 5. So this is my matrix X. So it's very easy. Otherwise, there's another method. You take X as A, B, C, D and you solve it. Okay. Now I've given you another question here. You look at this problem. You have to try it by yourself. Look at this problem very carefully. Actually, this is the question given in the NCERT under matrix, but it can be done using determinant. I find by using inverse. That is why I brought it here. Now, what you do is you write CD equal to AB. I want to find what? I want to find D, and D is on the right side, correct? Sorry, C is on the left side of D. So D equal to C inverse AB, correct? So now you find C inverse. To find C inverse, what do you do? 1 by determinant of C into adjoint of C. What is determinant of C? It is 16 minus 15, which is 1. What is C inverse? Interchange the diagonal element and change the sign of the other diagonal. And that's it. C inverse, actually adjoint and C inverse is the same because determinant of C is 1. Now take all this and multiply. C inverse AB, 8 minus 5 minus 3, 2. A is what? 2 minus 1, 3, 4. And B is 5, 2, 7, 4. And if you multiply all this, you will definitely get the answer as minus 191. I have done this, okay? Minus 110. And then it is 77 and 44. You try this and see. If you are not able to get it, you please let me know. I think with that we will stop. Okay, we will continue in the next video to solve problems based on solving equations, which are big questions. Okay, I hope this video is very useful to you. Kindly subscribe to this video and also click the bell icon to get notifications of videos that I post. Okay, have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.